Ladies and gentlemen, there's a breaking news that's coming in at this point. The country may really have to wait a while longer to know whether Vinesh Phogat will be allowed to retain her silver medal after her disqualification in the 50 kg category because she was found overweight by 100 grams. Now, what's the latest? What we're getting to know is the Court of Arbitration of Sports has now postponed its verdict. It's likely to be around August 11th evening. There's a set of hearing also that's likely to happen by then, and an interim order is likely to be known by then, the details of which we may know eventually. We're trying to get our colleague on board also as of now, but the big breaking at this point, the Court of Arbitration on Sports has gone ahead and according to the details at which we are getting, postponed its verdict on the appeal by Vinesh Phogat. The appeal was essentially against the disqualification and to retain the silver medal that she has claimed is rightfully hers. I'm being joined at this point by Ranjit Bajaj, who's the director for Minerva Academy and Delhi FC. Thank you very much, Mr. Ranjit Bajaj, for joining us. Mr. Ranjit Bajaj, the argument really that the Indian side has put out is that there was no fraud that was really involved. It was a natural body weight process because of which that 100 grams was found to be overweight, and therefore she should be allowed to retain her silver medal. But with this court's verdict that's come in at this point, where the final verdict or the interim verdict has been postponed till August 11 around 6 p.m., how do you look at this?
Good evening, Sneha. Thank you so much for having me on Mirror Now. Ma'am, I would just say that the last time when the Olympics was there, and there was a Japanese wrestler apparently who lost the same way, and his thing was 50 grams, and before the final he was disqualified. And in this Olympics, the same Japanese wrestler has gone and won on gold. Ma'am, the Olympics is always, even if you see in the races or in everything, is decided by milliseconds or by millimeters. So 100 grams is a huge thing, because that opens up a plethora of things for what then is allowed and what is not. There has to be some rules followed. What we could have done where we fell back, number one, was that there was an interim filing which could have been done immediately after a bout to CAS, that means the Court of Arbitration of Sports, which could have actually held off the final match. Only then we had a chance of getting the silver medal, because it's unprecedented in the history of Olympics, according to the president of IOC, that silver medals are not given in bunches or in doubles. There's only one silver medal winner. But if she had stopped this happening, and maybe then the decision could have gone against us. Because, ma'am, see, what this can do now, the only thing we can hope for is a judgment which can come partially in the favor of the athlete, which says that, yes, she has been wrong. So the rules need to be changed from the next time, because they're too harsh. As once she has got that weight, imagine if suppose just 10 minutes before a bout, she actually had dehydration and she fell unconscious. And while she was unconscious, the paramedics gave her glucose and intravenous drips. That got her weight up. So, all these things have to be looked into, that how stringent are you going to be after you've taken the initial weigh-in, and she's already had 3 matches, and you can't keep on weighing people in, because then you actually going on their health, because they are trying to cut weight so badly. So I think it should be changed. But that's what this ruling can do for future athletes. Having a chance of winning a silver medal, and at this stage, looks very, very unlikely. And I think now questions need to be raised on how it should never happen to us again, because the coach has a plan A, B, C. That's why we need to ask all the support staff what they were doing. This is totally their job. And that's the only one thing they had to do, was look after the weight of Vinesh.
Right, Ranjit Bajaj. Those are recent points, and obviously rules are rules, particularly in Olympics and, of course, in sports. But a crucial judgment nonetheless awaited. A billion hopes. The government has said that they're doing whatever they can. There's a top lawyer who's also arguing for Vinesh Phogat in this particular case. But the crux of the matter being, we'll have to wait and watch what really the judgment in this particular case comes out to be, which is now going to be around the evening of August 11th. It's going to be more of an interim judgment. The final verdict, we are being told, we'll get to know much later or eventually. Ranjit Bajaj, thank you very much for joining us and to just take this forward and give us a perspective. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me, ma'am.